London now has a higher murder rate than New York City. When will the libtards realize that banning weapons doesn't turn criminals into good people? This shirt from InvisibleHandFashion.com shows that gun control leaves the old and weak defenseless against anybody with a sharp object. Use the promo code SPACEGHOST for 10% off your first order. A link is in the description.
Can you smell it? Can you feel it? I love the taste, smell, and sight of hate mail in the morning. We haven't done a hate mail episode in, I think, 2 years.
At least.
Oh, it's on! I'm not gonna read the hate mail verbatim because you bitches, you haven't come up with anything original. We have done 3 episodes on hate mail, and it's always the same shit. I'm gonna distill this down, kind of like making whiskey. Speaking of whiskey, thank you very much. I know you guys are like, wow, Pop, that's a lot of booze. It's probably gonna last you a long time. Normally you'd be right, but Bad Pop says you're wrong. And Evil Pop is saying, hell, if I really wanted to get stupid, I'd process all that alcohol into urine in about a weekend. Well, I'm not gonna do that because if I did, one of you bitches out there would have a point, other than the one on top of your head. Screen 5! With that being said, please pour yourself a menagerie, and you know the drill. Yeah. I know you guys like,
Pop, what is the most common complaint that you get from these feminists?
why don't you take a moment because you already know what that is.
Not all women are like that.
I hear that phrase so much from these angry feminists. It's like a broken record stuck on some bad lyrics. And when we're talking about episodes like 15 Lies, Single Mothers Tell, check it out. You are absolutely correct, and I'm the first guy to admit that. Not all women are like that. Just most of you.
Oh my God, you're right.
First of all, I'm not gonna start off everything I say with,
Well, this doesn't apply to all single mothers, or this doesn't apply to these feminists.
fuck that, that's not funny. Trigger warnings, they're for pussies. That's called being politically correct. And if you watch even 5 seconds of this show, you know I don't do that. Because political correctness is just lying by another name. I do political directness. And if you don't like it, please send me more hate mail to kissmyass@idon'tcare.com.
You're banned for life, mister. Your Fun Stop privileges are officially revoked.
Not all women are gonna rip your heart out through your asshole or take your kids away and not let you see them or make you pay alimony forever. But a majority of you ladies do this. And men are left crushed, broken, homeless, or fucking dead. The price is just too high. So ladies, even though you do have a valid point, at the end of the day, you're still wrong.
You were right. Counts for nothing if you can't defend it.
There are good women out there. I've met a few of them. But here's the rub. They're already married. These women were in it to win it from the beginning because they understood the real world and reality. They are not miserable and lonely, kind of like those ladies out there who subscribe to this channel just to downvote it, Screen 5. Seriously, how much time do you have on your hands for this hobby? I'm just saying, between, cleaning out the litter box and picking up all your cat toys, or flicking your bean or Tic Tac from time to time, or unloading the dildos out of the dishwasher, how do you find the time? As a feminist, you thought housework was oppression, so you kicked the man out, and you continue to do housework. And right on the heels of the women who say,
Not all women are like that.
are the women who say,
I would never do that.
and to that I say bullshit, or horse shit, or cow shit. Just pick your animal, you sow. Actually, by the time you're 38, it's probably cat shit, and a lot of it. To all the ladies out there who say,
I would never do this.
have you ever found yourself in a position to? Because I have a hypothetical for you. Let's say you're in divorce court. Your soon-to-be ex-husband makes about $120K a year, and you make about 35. You are staring down the barrel of middle-age burnout. You know you're gonna have to watch those kids and pay all the bills yourself. Because that is the reality of the situation. Bills still gotta get paid, and now it's your name on the envelope, bitch. Because at that moment in divorce court, when you realize
Shit, I'm on the hook now.
temptation comes a-knocking, And 9 times out of 10, your attorney will make it damn easy for you. He will turn to you and say, just accuse him of domestic violence or infidelity. You'll be out of there by lunch. And to pull this whole thing off, you're gonna have to justify those horrid actions in your own head, so you don't feel guilty. So what do? You go back in your head and you rewrite history to make him guilty.
Oh, remember that weekend when you didn't call me? Well, you were cheating on me.
There is no proof. In fact, it doesn't fit his character whatsoever. You just don't want to feel bad. And you know what's even worse? You will take that fresh batch of lies and hand it out to all your friends, and they will back you up. Now, I'm just going to say this. Not all women will do this, but the homeless population of men speaks for itself.
Why would you think his wife poisoned him?
Because dangerous people don't break into your home, they live in it.
You know what's even funnier? You win that battle. You crush the guy. But at the end of the game, you still lose because you wind up in poverty. So we're going to do this together for you. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Wah, wah, wah. Screen 5. Ha ha! You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And in your case, at the end of your life, poverty. Space Ghost.
You can be a real jerk sometimes, you know that?
Yeah, and you're the good guy.
At least I try.
As long as you're trying to be good, you can do whatever you want.
And as long as you're not trying, you can say whatever you want.
So between us, we can do anything.
So they come screaming to me,
You don't know what you're talking about. I was raised by a single mother.
so was I. As a woman, being raised by a single mother, you probably didn't have a lot to worry about. Because, shocker, as it turns out, women pretty good at raising other women. And they usually wind up on the pole or sucking dick, just saying. But when it comes to raising men, these single mothers are absolute dog shit at it. And you want to know why I say that? Check out the prison stats. Over 80% of the dudes in prison were raised in a fatherless home. Rape, murder, gang violence, and other detestable crimes pretty much all come from fatherless homes. So ladies, and you feminists out there who like to bitch about this toxic masculinity, I say quit creating it, Screen 5. If you didn't raise your boys to be ashamed of themselves or ashamed of their fathers, ashamed of their masculinity, and teach them to think and act like women, they might actually grow up to be men. Just saying. The proof is in the pudding. We have college campuses all over the country dominated by women, and all they do is bitch.
Where are all the good men at?
The more boys which are raised by single mothers, the less quality men there will be. On the flip side, you have these girls raised by the single mothers who wind up being entitled, hypergamous, bitching whores.
Yes, you will be in hell, but I will feel better having you there.
So over here, we have all of the female population. 10% of them, they're liver lickers, so they're out of the equation. Another 10% are so ugly they can't even eat meat. Out of the 80% that are left, most of them are average looking at best. They think they're entitled to the top tier dude. The math just doesn't work out.
And you're an idiot with impossible standards.
So I got some bad news for all you ladies out there who were raised by a single mother. That is the stage that has been set by your feminist parents. Enjoy that shit, Space Ghost, I'm out. Or you can do like I did and realize that the person raising you does not have your best interest at heart. Take control of your life and fix it. I know that sounds hard. In fact, it's easier to blame everyone else in your life for your misfortunes, feminist. I'm not saying your life is going to improve. In fact, it might not improve at all. But at the end of the day, it's your call.
The Bro Next Door encapsulates the life of Chad. He is the pinnacle, the legend. He can do no wrong. Women want him, and men want to be him. His memoir is as absurd as his attitude. A link is in the description.
I know what you're thinking. Go ahead, let me have it, because I hear this one all the time.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I knew it! That one always comes up. This one is in the top 5 of the blame and shame tactics that I get. In fact, I made a video about it. Check it out. These people who do this have no argument, because I've called many of them to the carpet and say, hey, go ahead, educate me on what I don't know. And I get nothing back. It is that important to these idiots out there that I'm wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about. And somehow telling me that makes it all right?
Because not only is she that stupid, but apparently I'm that stupid.
I got news for you. I research all the shit I put out on these videos. And my producer, he double researches it because he doesn't want to look like an idiot. So when we put out the product, it's correct. So if you have a problem with our content and you say we don't know what we're fucking talking about, your problem probably isn't with me, it's with reality. And she's a harsh mistress, man. And half the time when I call these people out and I refer to them as idiots, get ready for this. Let's drink. This is the #1 feminist insult of all time, and it is about as original as white bread. Just saying. Are we ready on the right? Ready on the left? All right, fires, put your switches on semi and watch your lane.
You have a small penis and can't get laid.
I knew it! Ladies, I don't know if you realize this, but as soon as that comes out of your mouth, you have just conceded the entire argument. You have no ammunition in your chamber, and that sound that you hear when you pull the trigger, it just blanks.
We have a neurological problem here.
There's something wrong with my brain?
Oh, yeah.
You and I were having a political debate. It's getting heated. I know that I can't really keep up with you, and I say, hey, that downstairs mix-up, that beef and cheddar and a catcher's mitt, that's so cavernous, I can drive a Volvo through your vulva. In fact, the best porn star on the planet couldn't even pleasure you. Would I have a point? Probably, but probably not about politics, Space Ghost.
In your head.
Space.
On your face.
Not to jump back too far, but remember when I was talking about feminists who like anecdotes over facts? Well, here you go. These are some of my favorite emails right here. These are the women who think that their individual lived experiences somehow negates all the other experiences of 6 or 7 billion people on the planet. Not to mention the Uniform Crime Report, the Bureau of Prisons, and the census, and other verifiable facts. That's right, I said facts. Actual verifiable information, not emotional fifis. I'm not saying that these women who wrote me didn't go through some shit, and if they did, they have my sympathy. Just because you had a rough time doesn't make it a fact that everyone else had a rough time too.
That's also not my problem.
Now listen, I went through some shit. You know, I've marched in 3 wars, I was almost killed in 2. I returned to an ungrateful bitch who took my kids and fucked up my life. But that's just me. That's a 50-50 thing right there. In fact, I know that my life experiences don't apply to everyone. I can't tell you how many times I've got emails from women stating they were sexually assaulted and how they thought it applies to all women. I'm sorry you're one of the 0.6% of women that was raped on a college campus. And that is the real world stat. That is a verifiable fact, links in the description. It's not the product of an ambiguous survey. And that survey was deliberately written to support a political slant. And if you think there is no money in victimhood, you're wronger than 2 boys fucking Space Ghost. We have actually already done the math on this. We took the actual rape stat and applied it to a woman over her entire lifespan. In fact, we're being generous. We were basically stating that she has an equal chance of being raped from the minute she's born to the minute she dies. Yes, let me say, dudes are lining up. They are stacking in the queue to hit that 70-year-old pussy. Not. And even then, with us being super generous with our numbers, you really only have a 4% chance of being raped. You take that 4% and compare it to my situation, 50-50. And then we'll talk about whose lived experience has more weight. Actually, if you're a feminist, we know who's carrying more weight. Screen 5. Fat bitches. I know what you hateful ladies are thinking because you're probably watching this video right now, clicking on that downvote button.
Who the hell are you to post your poisonous opinions online?
I'm a dude. You're a bitch, and I'm calling you out on it. Wah. What exactly is so poisonous about the truth and facts? Oh, that's right, I forgot. I now live in a day and age where facts are trumped by feelings. And your personal bias is all you have, right? And your self-constructed echo chamber can't sustain the bombardment of one person's opinion. Well, lady, if my opinion is shattering your goddamn world, you just wait till reality sets in and buy some kitty litter. On top of that, why am I considered so poisonous when you feminists, you're allowed to do this? Kill all men and how abortion should be free and available to all women, no questions asked. 57 million in the United States and counting, but us men, we're the murderers, right? Space Ghost.
Man, that's just mean. That's mean, man.
I love how you ladies call Trump literally Hitler, but yet you support a kill ratio of abortion that puts the Holocaust to shame.
How dare you! How dare you! Disgusting!
And if you don't like that, so what, comma? I don't care. Here is my I care face for a second. All right, I'm done. Fuck off. And this next one might just be my favorite because it is the biggest lie feminists tell. I'm ready for it, but I'm gonna need a drink. All right, go.
Feminism is about equality for everyone.
I needed that.
Feminism is for everybody.
That sounds great, and it reads great in the dictionary, but in the real world, that is not how it is. In fact, I made a whole episode about this called The Way It Is and the Way It Should Be. Check it out. Newsflash for you ladies, feminism is not about equality, never has been, and it never will be. Even your big feminist victory, you got special concessions for that. You got to vote without having to register for the draft. Where's the equality while you get to stay home and bang the milkman while your husbands and sons go off to die? And that brings me to my favorite feminist argument that's not even on the list. I don't even know how I missed this.
That's not my brand of feminism.
Give me a goddamn break. That is such a bullshit cop-out. Bullshit. You might be one of those feminists out there who truly supports equal parenting after divorce. And if you are that, we don't have an argument. Winning. But you go ahead and rub that shit, lady. When now National Organization of Women, the premier feminist organization in this country, sends a representative in front of Congress to testify that they do not support 50-50 custody, your brand of feminism doesn't mean shit.
No study has been presented indicating this is in a child's best interest.
You lie! You're a fucking liar! Shut up!
Unless you're out there protesting against this brand of feminism, your silence is consent, and that feminism is your feminism. And if you don't like it, please put your slot A on my yogurt slinger and swallow the results.
Maybe if everybody didn't lie.
Oh, that is cute. Talking about your breasts.
I know, that makes me sound like a hate monger and a racist, but hey, that's the next one on the list.
You're a hate monger and a racist.
I make a few jokes about turning out the light. I mean, come on. Get the fuck out of here. This was used effectively for years to silence people, but guess what? It's not working anymore. You've used it so much, you wore it out and no one gives a shit. You could be 1 millimeter to the right and you hear that, you'll be like, come on, you're gonna blow the argument that fast? Hell, that's faster than your mama blew me last night, Space Ghost. Oh, don't tell your mama, I don't want her mad at me. Why don't you actually have an argument for a change and stop doing this?
Coronary disease or rejection.
Sorry. There's a reason they call it the whiteboard.
The desired effect of calling somebody a racist, homophobe, bigot is to shut down their argument. But what's happening today is the exact opposite. All you're doing is proving that you didn't even have an argument in the first place. And everything you said up until that point was probably just regurgitated bullshit that you got from your friends and other leftist organizations. Oh, and we have to throw the Occupy Democrats in there, even though the Democrats, they can't meme Space Ghost. Okay, we're done with that. Now we're gonna move on to something that's near and dear to my black dead heart.
The military is for the weak, easily manipulated, who wish to commit mass murder, and the U.S. is responsible for millions of dead in the Middle East. Stop selling the army.
Okay. I really wish somebody would say that to my face when we were on the streets of Baghdad. Here's what cracks me up about these tools who think I'm easily manipulated. They're the product of a bullshit narrative pushed by a media that they claim they don't trust. But I'm the one easily manipulated here. Fuck this, I need some beer. Am I gonna tell you that atrocities never happened? Hell no. But in my 33 years and all of my travels, I have never seen it. Am I saying Obama wasn't a drone killing fool? No, he killed people hand over fist. Men, women, children. It didn't matter, and it didn't matter to you. You didn't give a shit. Screen 5. It's only when there's someone as president that you don't like and your party is spiraling down into the abyss that you suddenly care. It's too late to take up the moral high ground now. You gave up that privilege. You didn't care when Obama was killing kids over there or when he was locking up kids over here. You did not care until it was politically convenient. And all the millions dead in the Middle East, I'm just gonna say this, only a fool fights at home.
Inappropriate. I mean,
This is the Jew thing.
You're a terrible example for young men. I can't believe you're allowed to continue with your channel.
Okay, I have one question for you, which is one word. Why?
The bet is...
But I thought...
After that, I'll
If only...
Because what I'm doing is something that these single mothers are not doing with their sons. I am educating them and preparing them for the real world. You, probably a single mother, are more than happy to send your sons out into the real world to get mauled. And here's the funny part. It's at the hands of women who are the daughters of other single mothers. It's like the snake eating its own tail. You are deliberately destroying our civilization, but yet you are blind to it. Instead, you can't even look me in the face when you spout this bullshit. You send me this.
Single mothers have a hard job and deserve respect and sympathy.
Only if they're widows. Screen 5. I am going to lay out another hypothetical for you, gentlemen. I know how you love this, so please restock on your menagerie because it's going to get lively up in here. Let's say you are strapped for cash and you needed a job yesterday. This job pays shit. There is no time off. And if you take a vacation, you have to take work with you. Or every month or so, a teenager will come and sit at your desk while you go off for 5 to 6 hours to get smoked and poked over a dumpster. But there are 2 circumstances under which you can accept this job. Option number 1, share the duties with the man. You get to keep your pay, share the dude's pay, and he splits the tasks of the job with you. And all the real hard stuff that you don't want to do, he can do it. In fact, he'll make more money, which means you get more money because it's a team job. If he does better, you do better. And guess what? At the end of the day, you get to have your time off and everything still gets done. Or you can take option number 2. You get to do all of that shit yourself. No time off, no weekends, no vacation, and you get less than half the pay. No retirement and no 401k because you have to spend all that money just to keep the job running. The government, your employer, might throw you a bone every now and again. But, I like to say that, you cannot redeem those benefits for money nor time. And ladies, if you haven't figured it out because you're that dense, I'm talking about parenthood here. And if you choose option number 2, that is a choice. It's not brave, it is stupid, and it is your fault. I don't know about you, but in my book, I'm not giving you respect nor sympathy for a bad decision. You can call me a sexist, and I'm totally cool with that. In fact, what's wrong with being sexy? Screen 5. And with that, I was going to pour yet another shot, but I have reached my limit. And speaking of which, that brings me to my last common complaint.
You're a raging alcoholic.
I do not have a drinking problem. I have problems, so I drink. There is a difference. Now, Evil Popp might agree with you on this one, because he could drink all of this in a weekend. But Good Popp, it'll take him 6 months. So who's really the alcoholic? I know Evil Popp and I look alike, but he's a total dick. What can I say? And from the comments that you left on that video, he's a little porky. I'm just saying, you guys got to run a few. Wait, I think I can hear Evil Popp right now.
I power lift.
No, you're just fat, dude. You're just fat. Y'all see that? I am making fun of myself. And you want to know why? This is comedy, and this is what I do. If I can't make fun of myself, I have no right to stand in front of you and spout my fucking shit. All of the mistakes I talk about here on this show, at least the ones that don't involve the slot C, I not only failed this shit in monumental fashion, I fuck-sauced myself so hard, it is hilarious. So when you come at me with some weak bullshit like this, you are either lying through your teeth, don't give a fuck, or you're just trying to fuck with me. Even if you have a point, you're not telling me anything that I don't already know.
I don't feel miserable or angry. I don't feel good or bad. I feel nothing. It feels great.
I am now going to continue on with my existence as a misogynistic, raging alcoholic. But even raging alcoholics, they need love too. So please hit the subscribe button and the bell so we can keep you informed of new videos. Even if you want to subscribe just to downvote my videos, that's fine too, because I'm still getting your money, Screen 5. Undoing a lot of that brainwashing you get when you're a kid is fucking hard. I mean, it took me years. In fact, I was blind to it up until I got divorced. I did not know that, I mean, literally, I was just living in a fucking daydream. Oh, my friends are getting divorced. Like, oh, that's a terrible, oh, well. And then it happened to me, and I literally went to the mall and I apologized to their face. I'm like, I am so fucking sorry that I didn't see your pain or how fucked up this whole situation is. That was like one of the most shameful things in my life.